about to get into this, man. Let's get into this. It's real out here. Y'all still want to be drill rappers? Y'all still want to be drill rappers? What's up, Nikki? Share the page. Hit the like button. We gonna talk tonight. Oh, we gonna talk tonight. That's Zane Tucker. Hit the like button. Salute to everybody tuning in. We about to talk. About to get this right. Give me 1 minute. We about to get this right. We about to talk for a minute. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on out here. Smoke and mirrors. When you tired of being gas, I need everybody hit the like button. We about to go up tonight. You see the caption. New York City is going crazy. I'm your host, No Game Records. We about to talk some real shit. Soso Martinez, what's up? I need y'all to hit that like button for me. We about to tap in. This is not your average podcast. I'm just putting the numbers through. We're going to get the numbers right real quick. Smoke and mirrors. Yo, welcome to the show. It's your boy, No Game Feed, No Game Records, man, on Instagram. This is Smoke and Mirrors when you tired of being gassed. Tonight's show is about the New York City drill scene. The pros, the cons, where it can lead you. The caption in this this portion of the live tonight is Kay Flock is sentenced to 25 years. All that videotaping, and it's unfortunate because the young brother didn't have nobody to bring him up right, to show him what was right from wrong. And part of that is it has a lot to do with the community and society. But what can we do when you young ones out here don't want to listen? Y'all young ones out here do not show no type of care or compassion out here. Y'all just out here thinking the streets is your playground, and nobody's out here teaching y'all. And you gotta in the OGs, but the OGs I kind of feel for y'all because some of these young boys don't want to listen, man. Some of these kids, global clip, what's happening? Some of these kids are being brought up in households with no structure. Some of the mothers is out here glorifying how their kids is out here. Some of these kids are spoiled, and some of these kids are brought up with the fact of the matter that if they do something, they parent or they moms, they pops, or somebody's going to come out and save them. And when we enable these kids to do such things, right, that makes them feel somewhat invisible. You're out here with your Instagrams and your lives, and a lot of y'all adopted a lifestyle that a lot of y'all really don't want to live. This show sponsored by Stack Chicken. Fear no one apparel, man. If you ain't stacking chicken, something's missing. And you must live fearless whenever you trying to achieve your goals. A lot of these kids didn't have programs. They didn't have nobody there for them to teach them the right way, and a lot of them are paying the price. And it's sad because we're losing a lot of our youth to the streets. I know there's only so much that we can do as adults and OGs, but at the end of the day, you still have to continue to press on. And if you get one, then maybe that one can go back around their unit and convince another one, and then that might become a domino effect. But it got to start. We are just letting these kids just run rampant, and it has a lot to do with the parents. Y'all parents are getting out here and enabling y'all kids, and y'all jumping in the affairs, and some of you parents are acting like y'all young kids out here. Respectfully. No, I'm sipping on my own drink. I make my no game nutties. I got different flavors and all that. Another way to make some money and incorporate business. But at the end of the day, K Flock has to sit in prison for the next 25 years of his life. And the type of individual that he is, and it's unfortunate, he might get himself caught up in a lot of stuff because that's the type of individual he is. But at the end of the day, you got to look at what transpired. He put himself in this position to end up receiving 25 years. He's riding around neighborhoods. He's wanting beef. He's looking for ops instead of focusing on getting to the money. He had a bright career ahead of him. He was making music. The world was loving him. He was going places. He was making money, but he was caught up in the streets, and that's how it is sometimes in the city, because there's no real leadership. There's no positive leadership. There's always, you got some grown ass men that's entertaining things like that. You got grown men that's running in the streets with these little kids that's thinking that this is the way it's supposed to go, misleading the youth. Then when the youth get caught up, a lot of this has to do with the music, man. You got to take in consideration the music. It inspires, sometimes it inspires the good things, and sometimes it inspires the bad things. And from what is going on, the negative is inspiring a lot more than the positive. So we're, he's not going to be the only one. And just like we saw, I got to give credit. Shout outs to 1090 Jake, right? 1090 Jake did a segment on this. He did a segment on K Flop. And we're going to go to it. I just want to tap in and see and go right to it. You know what I'm saying? Because I want y'all to understand what's happening out here. And it's sad. Young boy is the young boy's in some trouble, man. He already got sentenced. He beat the murder the first time. Then the feds came back and hit him with some more charges. So he was hit. He couldn't he couldn't do too much. He was hit. We're gonna get into this. I'm gonna let y'all listen to what 1090 Jake was talking about, and then we'll get to it. You know what I mean? Shout outs to everybody tapping in, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and that lets you know when I'm going live. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into the 1090 Jake story. 1090 Jake did a good piece on him. Let's listen to what he got to say.
Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we got a breaking news story. Bronx drill rapper K Flock was just sentenced to 25 years in federal prison. And we're going to break down the very beginning of how this turned into what it is. And then I'm going to just give you my thoughts after.
On December 16th, 2021, a man wearing a $1,500 Moncler jacket, a pair of Nike Jordans,
Shout outs to Trap Lord Ross.
released yet, and a $1,400 pair of Amiri Playboy jeans was walking down the street. Here, he's spotted in his designer fit by a man sitting in a nearby barbershop, who walks outside to exchange words with the well-dressed fellow. Within the space of only a few seconds, the young man wearing the Moncler jacket would pull out a gun and open fire, shooting 24-year-old Oscar Hernandez in the neck and back, and leaving him to die in the middle of a busy.
See, K Flock went looking for that, man. If you ask me, he was in Harlem. He's from the Fordham section of the Bronx. From what I understand, he's from the Fordham section of the Bronx. And I'm not saying that he can't go nowhere and be in Harlem or none of that. But at the end of the day, he knew what he was doing. And they described him by the outfits he wore.
New York street. According to the NYPD, the man in the Moncler jacket was Kevin Perez, better known online as K Flock, the most buzzing drill rapper coming out of the Bronx. But to make matters even worse, only moments before this killing took place, he was allegedly on Facebook.
Wait a minute.
He kept a pistol inside that Moncler jacket. So, why would somebody wearing thousands of dollars of designer clothes?
Now, keep in mind, this is very important. Everything that Ross is saying is accurate, but I just want to point out a very small detail.
He wanted to show that the boy had a 1090 chain on. That shit don't make no sense. Like, get to the point and get to the situation. Like, he's out here just doing all types of shit, just riding around neighborhoods looking for beef.
You can't do nothing. You can't do nothing.
He's on live.
So, yeah. I'm not moving out here, bro. I'm so. Alright. These rats, where them all? Look, I'm about to run down. Yeah, look. Nobody's running. The boy's right there.
If y'all didn't know, this is how you get indicted.
Yeah. The boy's right there. Like, look.
Like, I don't understand. You out here on live where the feds is watching. The police is watching. You made a name for yourself, your name buzzing, and it got back to them people. So now what they do is they looking at your social media and they tracking your every movement and they slowly built a case on him.
Side and third side charged with murder, racketeering, and related violent offenses. Kevin Perez, aka K Flock, was the first person named. Perez murdered Hernandez in broad daylight in Manhattan on December 16, 2021. Perez and two others shot at rival gang members in 2020. Perez and two others shot at rival gang members in 2021. And Kevin Perez, who was 19 at the time of this indictment, was hit with racketeering conspiracy.
All those cases that he caught, he videotaped. This is a little message and a little question to all the youth and the young ones out there that still think drilling and spinning the block and all this other shit is cool. Y'all still want to be that? Y'all have opportunities to change y'all lives. Y'all still want to be known as drill rappers? Y'all want to be known as people who commit crimes and do foolish, stupid shit for acknowledgement instead of getting money? A lot of y'all rappers that are playing in the drill game, in the drill scene, y'all getting money. I thought the mission was to get money. Yeah, most of y'all are out here just doing this shit for free. And some of y'all are going to jail broke. No disrespect, but respectfully, the rapper D thing, he caught up in a situation, man. These just young kids, man, with no guidance, a lot of money, no guidance. Where are the OGs? Where's the block? Where's the big heads on the block? These big heads, no freaky, are scared of these young boys because these young boys are running around the streets with iron. I get it. Y'all don't want to get involved. But these young boys listen to somebody. Whoever's in y'all neighborhoods that's considered as somebody, these young boys respect somebody. You really can't say too much to these young boys now because most of these young boys be running the streets with pistols. Where they getting them from? We know they coming from how they maneuvering and shaking and through the pipeline, the gun pipeline, so to speak. If the law enforcement knows how these guns is getting in the cities where the gun laws are restricted, then that's the law enforcement's fault. But these young boys is running around here wilding with no guidance. Some of them don't listen. Some of them feel they got enough money where they don't have to listen. And it's the same old thing. When y'all jammed up and locked up, people were looking for money, looking for help, looking for resources, but didn't want to listen to nothing in the street. That young man's about to spend the next 25 years of his life in prison. You know how much money he's going to be missing out on in 25 years? His rap career is over. He's going to come home. He's going to be 43. And boy, he's going to be in his 40s. When he get out of prison, 25 years in the federal prison system is exactly that. You're doing 85% of that. So he might do the whole 25. Might do 23 and some change. But look at it. He went in at 18, booked the sentence 19, 20. Now, do y'all who's out here y'all still want to be drill rappers, guys? It's not the way to move. Focus on your money, get to the bag, and if you making some music, do that. Do that. They just said them boys in Harlem, them OY boys just caught an indictment. A group of young boys that's going to the prison system young, like just wasting their years of their life because they want to prove something. It's not cool. It's looking like society is failing these kids. There's nothing for these kids out here except the wrong thing to acknowledge. And if you keep feeding these kids the wrong thing to acknowledge, they're going to absorb the wrong thing and then regurgitate the wrong thing. And then everybody will be looking to blame these children for running in the street crazy. Starts at the crib, though. Parents need to step up. And if you need help with your child, y'all need to reach out to the respectable people that can help you with your child. But a lot of parents got to stop sitting back and letting their kids run in the street. A lot of these parents got to stop being friends with the children. You being friends with your child, I understand you want to be able to have your kid come and confide in you and everything. But when they out here and you hearing that these kids is doing what they doing, y'all don't step in. Y'all need to step in. These young boys in Harlem about to have a problem. They got indicted. They out here playing in these streets. See, that's the disease that's being spread around, and that's from the culture. Everybody want to scream, "Oh, somebody's attacking the culture." Everybody want to somebody's doing this, and they culture vultures and all that. When these vloggers get on here and talk their truth about how whack it is that these musicians are out here manipulating our children, turning them into crash outs, and then don't want to be responsible. They ain't speaking to these children. All these rappers that's out here making that move, appreciate you. All these rappers that's out here making this music need to change people. You know what I'm saying? You have the power. A lot of people out here making moves and messing up what they got going on. These kids are being affected by all the bullshit, and nobody's going to step in and actually try and teach these kids anything proper. It's different out here. It's different out here, man. These kids is running around and nobody wants to say nothing to them. Something got to happen. We got to do better. Like, can't let our kids just go to waste. The system don't care. Nobody cares about our children. A lot of smart individuals are ending up in the prison system because they're not being directed in the right path.
Now to the news of the day. Other news of the day: an arrest of 13 alleged gang members in a string of horrific shootings in Harlem and Upper Manhattan.
Prosecutors say in some of those shootings, an innocent 16-year-old girl was killed.
Yeah, out here going crazy. See, an innocent 16-year-old life was taken because y'all just out here using these pistols, shooting reckless, and y'all want to be gangsters. The gangsters walk down and walk up on their victims. And I'm not telling y'all to do that, but y'all shooting reckless. Look how the things is going.
Okay, we back in Harlem with recent news.
Shout out to
On
the word on
December
the
10th,
street.
2025, the Manhattan District Attorney announced the indictment of 13 alleged members of the OY gang for allegedly committing months of violence, including a homicide and 9 shootings against rival gangs. 3 defendants also allegedly smuggled weapons inside of the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse and assaulted 2 rivals. Nearly all of the violence occurred throughout 2024 and included shootings at Dulles and in the middle of streets near innocent bystanders. 14 semi-automatic firearms were recovered throughout the investigation. 12 of the 13
14 semi-automatic pistols was found in an area in Harlem, New York. That's a lot of pistols in one area, man. Semi-automatic guns, that means they let off multiple rounds rapidly. So you got 14 of those in the neighborhood going off. It's a lot going on.
defendants are charged in a New York State Supreme Court indictment with 1 count of conspiracy in the 2nd degree and 1 count of conspiracy in the 4th degree. In total, the defendants are collectively charged with 66 counts, including various counts of attempted murder in the 2nd degree, attempted assault in the 1st degree, and criminal possession of a weapon in the 2nd degree, among other charges. As alleged in court documents and statements made on the record, the OY gang is based in central Harlem, more specifically Sugar Hill, and had ongoing feud.
That's all I'm going to play on that. The boys is out here going crazy. Things need to change, man. Well, hopefully all these political people that got elected will figure out how to control this gun problem so people could live out here. Babies could walk around and play in parks where they used to be able to play without ducking and dodging from bullets. I hope K. Flock has the opportunity to to come home a level-headed grown man with an idea of what he want to do with the rest of his life on this earth, because he's coming home in his 40s. Just imagine all you young ones out here that's running around here being stupid and foolish and don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to listen to your parents and the adults, right? So listen to that. Listen to this. A young man who had the world in his palm, all type of business ventures and at his feet. He didn't want to listen to the person that was telling him what he was doing was a crash out mode. He wanted to listen to the ones like, yeah, let's go out there, let's do it, let's spin the block, let's run down. He the only one in the can. When he heard that gavel, I know the image on his face was like he was still standing on business, but when they brought him to the back and they realized, I'm in here for the next 25 years, you're going to turn into a computer. Because that's all you are in jail. When you go to jail, you're a program. They don't care about what you did in the street. They don't care about none of that. And especially how it's going now in the prison, he picked the wrong time. Like, getting in trouble was the wrong time. Prison's horrible. And it's worse now. I'm pretty sure y'all was paying attention to the last year or so. People dying in the jail. Jails is nasty and filthy. National Guards in the spot. Like, and he going to spots like Sing Sing, Attica, Clinton. He's going, what they say, behind the wall. He's going to a max prison. He's not going to one of them baby joints. He's going up there with them guys that got double life, 90 years. That's what he wanted. And that's what the system gave to him because he thought that somebody was going to save him. Y'all still want to be drill rappers? Everything that he was recording, they used against him to give him that case. The feds gave him 25 years, not the state. He beat the murder in the state. Fed said, you ain't beating the murder with us. Pray for the young brother, man. Hopefully he get his mind together and he be able to come out of there a different man. No, he writes some books or whatever. He write his life story, do something, get paid from it while he's sitting in there. Don't sit in there for 25 years and don't do nothing. He got the gang mentality, so who's knowing what they expect from what's happening with Little Flock? He might just, I ain't gonna hold you. He might just mess that up, right? And I'm praying that he don't get caught up in those situations up top. Because it gets real up top. And he's a young boy, man. I know a couple young boys that went up top for bodies and they sitting in the can, and a lot of them had to do things like join the Muslims to save themselves. And a lot of people be going to jail and doing that and don't really be into changing their lives. I hope that these young brothers wake up. I hope the young ones in the street is paying attention to what's happening. You want to be reckless? You want to be a demon? Everybody was a demon in that era. Everybody was running around stupid. D-Think back in jail. He had got blessed to get out of jail. He went back to jail, caught with a gun in Florida. Y'all young boys need to wake up and understand that the system is making examples out of y'all. They giving y'all 25, 30, 50, 40 years. They giving that to y'all. Y'all want to be super thugs, and y'all are going to get y'all lives thrown away in a prison system. Why you think they making all these new prisons? They know. They know the young boy culture is at a rapid pace for getting into real violent crimes, and the system don't care. They want y'all to do it. These private jail owners don't care. That's why they investing in the private jails. They want y'all to do it. When y'all gonna wake up and understand that your life is worth more than sitting in somebody's jail cell, turning into a computer program, not knowing if you're gonna make it home or not. There's more money in the free world. Can't make no money in jail, my niggas. You can't open up your refrigerator in jail, my nigga. You can't turn your TV. You can't go out to the club and come in your house at 2, 3, 4 in the morning in jail, my nigga. Jail is for fools, bro. And unfortunately, there's people in there that did crimes back in the days that got to pay the price of life and all that. And you ask them if they had an opportunity to come home and didn't have to sell nobody out, would they do everything in their power to change their life to get another shot at freedom? You young boys is throwing away your lives thinking it's cool. It's not cool. Y'all sitting here playing and setting yourself up, and it's not cool. I just had to touch on that subject, man. Shout outs to everybody that tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We live in real times where it's real out here, man. These kids gotta wake up. Who gonna wake them up, man? I know. But y'all young ones, y'all gotta wanna listen, bro. Listen to them old heads, man, that been here 30, 40 years, 50 years, that done been to prison and made it home. Listen to them cats. Them cats gonna tell y'all something. Don't be a bozo and don't listen, and then you sitting in a courtroom facing 40 years, facing life in prison, when you had an opportunity to listen to that old head on the block that was telling you, yo, shorty, don't do that. When that old head is like, yo, shorty, come here, let me holler at you for a second. Stop thinking that everybody's trying to be disrespectful. Stop thinking that everybody is trying to run your life. Ain't nobody trying to run your life. Niggas is trying to save your life sometimes. Goes back to don't shoot the messenger. Listen to the message. Respect to everybody that tuned in, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Love is light. And as long as we keep having programs like this, we're going to educate, man. I don't know what everybody else doing with their platforms, but my platform is here to wake people up, educate, man. Because the system don't give a fuck about us. Real talk. System don't give a fuck about us, bro. You got this deportation thing floating around. They randomly snatching people up off the street. Innocent black people getting gunned down in the street. Lots going on. Excuse me. Mass shootings going on everywhere. Seems like we living in the last days. But as long as you are able to breathe and live, change somebody's life for the righteous, man. Try and talk to these young ones out here and let them know, man, jail ain't where you want to be, man. Especially if you've been to jail, especially if you've been to the feds. We need more people to stand up and talk, man. System ain't helping us. They don't care. This is how they get their money. You're gonna be part of their payroll. You're gonna be part of their money that they get every month after working, locking you up and persecuting you and all this other shit, or you gonna get out there and become a boss and get your own money. We need more bosses and more rappers to come back and talk to these kids instead of going to the jails and talking to the jails. That's cool too, but talk to the kids before in the street before they get to the jail. That's what we need. We need more rappers to get out here and go talk to these at-risk youth and go talk to these young boys in the street. We understand blood was shed, but at the end of the day, is more blood going to be shed? Because we losing our kids to the streets, whether they dying or they going to jail forever. Make them understand what accountability is. Make them understand what responsibility is. Maybe you have a shot. Peace and love, everybody. You know what it is. Smoke and mirrors. When you're tired of being gassed.
Hey, break it down.